67 years, dedicated to either playing, coaching, broadcasting, or promoting the game of football. An entire lifetime given, all out of pure love and passion for the sport. There are few, if any, who can say they left such a sizable impact on the modern NFL. A true icon and legend of the game, today we will be putting the spotlight on the football life of the one and only John Madden. I would like to begin by quickly touching on Madden's introduction to the NFL, which actually began 9 years before he was ever roaming NFL sidelines. After transferring to several smaller colleges throughout his collegiate career, Madden would earn all-conference honors for his play at offensive tackle for Cal Poly. This resulted in him being drafted in the 21st round of the 1958 NFL Draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. However, his NFL career would be short-lived, and by that I mean very short-lived. In his very first NFL training camp, Madden would suffer an injury to his knee, which rendered him unable to play. Head coach Buck Shaw would release him before his professional playing career would even begin. Now, unable to play, Madden's passion for football would lead him on a different path. After a few years of coaching at the college level, Madden would make the leap to professional football thanks to Al Davis of the American Football League's Oakland Raiders, who hired him onto head coach John Rauch's staff as a linebackers coach in 1967. In Madden's first season as an AFL assistant coach, the Raiders advanced all the way to Super Bowl II, which the team would end up losing to the Green Bay Packers 33-14. Madden would stay under Rauch again during the next season, where the team had another successful year, going 12-2, but ultimately losing in the conference championship round. After 3 successful years as head coach, John Rauch would resign to take the same position with the Buffalo Bills. Owner Al Davis would promote third-year assistant John Madden to be the next head coach of the Oakland Raiders. At age 32, Madden would become the youngest coach in all of professional football. He would pick up immediately where his predecessor left off, with a 12-1-1 campaign in his rookie coaching year in 1969, in which the team would reach the conference championship round. Madden's team entered with the number 1 ranked offense and number 2 ranked defense, but would ultimately lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. In 1970, the NFL and AFL merged, but not much would change for the Raiders. Madden's team went 8-4-2 and reached at least the conference championship round for the 4th straight season, this time losing to the Baltimore Colts 27-17. After another 8-4-2 record in 1971, the team would miss the playoffs for the first time under Madden, and be the first of only 2 playoff-less seasons in Madden's entire tenure. In 1972, the ship would be righted and get back on the course of the playoffs. The offense and defense rebounded and finished with a 10-3-1 record, entering the divisional round against the Pittsburgh Steelers, a defensive slugfest between the two of the NFL's best teams. Tied at 0-0 through the entire first half. Pittsburgh would get the first points on a field goal in the third quarter. They would score again in the fourth off another field goal. Now down 0-6, backup quarterback Ken Stabler would enter the game and lead the team on a comeback drive, scoring a touchdown off a 30-yard scramble. Now, the Raiders up 7-6, with only a minute and 17 seconds left in the game. The defensive struggle would hopefully return to deliver Madden a playoff win. And the defense looked to have done just that. Terry Bradshaw and the Steelers were sitting on a 4th and 10 with just 22 seconds left on the clock, but Madden's Raiders would end up on the wrong side of fate for one of the most iconic plays in NFL history. Bradshaw lobbed a pass to his running back, who was slammed by Raiders safety Jack Tatum right when the ball arrived. The ball shot out from the hit, flying backwards towards the line of scrimmage. And then, out of nowhere, Steelers fullback Franco Harris runs up and scoops up the ball just before it hits the ground, and runs it all the way back for the game-winning touchdown, sending Madden's Raiders packing. But even with that disappointing loss to end the season, the Raiders were back in business, and now were steered permanently by Hall of Fame quarterback Ken "Snake" Stabler. Together, Madden and Stabler would make a dynamic coach-quarterback duo. Their first full season together, the Raiders returned to the conference championship round, but would ultimately lose 27-10 to the Miami Dolphins. The 1974 season, Stabler won NFL MVP and led the Raiders to a 12-2 campaign, but the Pittsburgh Steelers would come back to haunt the Raiders once again, frustratingly defeating them in the conference championship round. The Raiders in total would lose an insane 6 conference championship appearances in Madden's 10 seasons, disappointingly always coming up just one game short of the big one. That was until the 1976 season. Madden coached his finest year yet, going 13-1 and rolling right into the playoffs. In the divisional round, Stabler ran in a touchdown with only 10 seconds left on the clock for a thrilling defeat of the New England Patriots, 24-21. This advanced Madden to the dreaded conference championship game to face off against who else besides their heated rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. However, this time the Raiders got the upper hand and defeated the Steelers with a dominant 24-7 victory to advance to Super Bowl XI against the Minnesota Vikings. But Madden had had enough. He was through with coming up just short so many times, and you can bet your money that his team was fired up and ready to go. Madden coached an outstanding game and delivered the Raiders a decisive 32-14 domination over the Vikings to win Madden's one and only Super Bowl title. It would be the highlight of Madden's entire NFL career. He had finally reached and achieved the pinnacle of the sport that he had loved so dearly. With Madden saying, quote, "Maybe the fact that we chased it for so long made it bigger to us. It was the greatest feeling in the world. There was nothing that can beat it." End quote. His final 2 seasons as head coach featured another loss in the championship round in 1977, and then a 9-7 season in 1978, in which the Raiders just missed the playoffs. It was then that John Madden would retire from the role that meant so much to him, head coach of the Oakland Raiders. He had won the Super Bowl and had never experienced a losing record in his decade of leading the team. Retiring at only 42 years old, Madden became the youngest coach to reach 100 career regular season wins and holds the Raiders' all-time record for coaching wins. Madden's overall winning percentage would be the highest of anybody who ever coached a minimum of 100 games. Having accomplished everything he had ever dreamed of as a coach, Madden retired into the sunset, but his intense love of football never faded away. Madden didn't even take a single minute of a break from the game of football. The year following his retirement, he joined CBS as a color commentator in the broadcast booth, and by 1981, he would join Pat Summerall as the network's top broadcasters, working some of the largest games in the NFL. In fact, him and Summerall would provide the commentary on 8 Super Bowls during their time at CBS. It's during this period that Madden and Summerall would become the voices of the NFL, and became nearly as valued by audiences as the games themselves. Madden specifically was beloved for his welcoming energy and creativity he brought to the homes of those watching. He was known for interjecting with phrases like boom, bang, and doink, as he couldn't hold back his excitement for the action unfolding on the field. But his voice wasn't the only tool for illustrating his excitement. Madden was obsessed with a telestrator, which let him quite literally illustrate all over the video being played on television. It was an outlet for Madden to help keep fans engaged and also on occasion help teach them a thing or two about football. The third prong to Madden's success at CBS was his love of food, specifically on Thanksgiving. Madden helped turn Thanksgiving games into an entire event, with the winning team being awarded a turkey and the players of the game all receiving turkey drumsticks. It was endearing to American families watching at home, and was such a big hit that the tradition remains on Thanksgiving broadcasts to this very day. But after 14 years of broadcasting the NFL's best games together and becoming a mainstay in millions of homes on Sunday nights, CBS would lose its broadcasting rights to the NFL, and Madden and Summerall would be set to become broadcasting free agents. Their last game together would be the 1993 NFC Championship game between the Cowboys and 49ers. Madden would leave Summerall and the CBS audiences with one final message.
This is what makes it fun, you know, they can take football away, and we don't have football at CBS anymore, but we have the memories. And I want to thank you and for 13 great years of being in the arena, 13 great years of fun. I mean, everything we did. I mean, the practices, talking to players, coaches, being here in the game. We don't have football here, but we have the memories of here, and they're the greatest in my life.
I don't know about you. I'm going to miss it.
Yet, that very next season, in 1994, Fox Sports gained the rights to broadcast NFC games and immediately swung for the fences, signing not just one, but both of the hottest names in all of sports broadcasting, reuniting John Madden and Pat Summerall. The duo was back together under a different brand thanks to record-breaking contracts at the time. However, after 7 seasons at Fox, the retirement of Summerall, and Fox reportedly losing money on the contracts, Madden would once again be free to choose his new broadcasting home. This time he would pair up with the esteemed Al Michaels on ABC. He worked there for only 4 years between 2002 and 2005, before again jumping ship and joining NBC Sports, returning to Sunday Night Football. He became the first person to have worked on all 4 of the main broadcast television networks: CBS, ABC, NBC, and Fox. Madden would work for NBC from the 2006 to 2008 seasons, with his last ever broadcast being Super Bowl 43 against the Cardinals and Steelers. On April 16, 2009, Madden would make his retirement from broadcasting official. But if you hadn't guessed yet, Madden's love for the sport of football was not even close to being over. While he may not be directly in front of football fans on Sundays for the first time since 1969, Madden had other ways to help promote the game that he loved. All the way back in 1988, the video game developer and publisher Electronic Arts, or EA Sports, would contact Madden about creating a game together. Madden saw an opportunity to make his video game an educational tool that would help people learn the game of football through experiencing the sport for themselves, hands-on. The first edition was called John Madden Football, and would later be called simply Madden NFL, once EA actually got the rights to use NFL teams and names in 1993. Madden provided not only his name, likeness, and creative input into the game, but he was also the commentator voice within the game up until the Madden 09 edition. Overall, it's one of the best-selling video games since its creation, and has achieved Madden's vision of helping broaden the entry point and knowledge of American football. Many young NFL fans probably only know Madden most for being the name at the top of the box that helped them fall in love with the sport by living out their wildest football fantasies on the virtual gridiron, which goes to show that Madden's legacy will continue to contribute to the growth of the NFL far beyond what he could have ever possibly imagined. On December 28, 2021, John Madden would sadly pass away at the age of 85. He lived a beautiful and full life of football. He left behind one of the greatest overall impacts on the sport that we have ever seen. There is no better way to describe Madden other than as the greatest ambassador of American football who ever lived. He dedicated his entire life to helping teach, grow, and promote the game, and did so with an unmatched energy and passion. No matter if you're a fan of the Raiders, of his video games, or of his voice on Sunday nights, there is no doubt who one of the biggest influences was in making the NFL into what it is today. And his name was John Madden. Thank you all so much for watching this video and getting to enjoy the life of John Madden. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed this type of content, and if you'd like to see more like it, then please click the subscribe button to join our growing community of football fans. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.